mentioned it briefly. Fast forward a couple years later, now it feels like you're in the same position as him. Talk about how hard that was on you, because you just had a breakout senior year. And
right.
Was it right after the bowl game or right before the bowl game?
Right before the bowl game. I'll give you the whole run. So over the summer before the season, like I started to feel like a little off, like just weird things. Like I was tired all the time, and like I had like lower abdomen pain that I thought was like orthopedic pain. Like I would run, like, damn, I'm in pain. And I would like, I took like a week where I would just like lift and not run, or I would run and not lift. And I was trying to figure out what it was. But it was like, damn, the season's coming and this is my last season. I don't have a choice. So, and I didn't know what it was. And I wasn't, it was kind of like, well, take a bunch of ibuprofen and it feels a little bit better so I can do my thing, Wow. So, yeah, so I go out and I have a camp, and I'm in camp, and I'm gonna be honest, like I'm having trouble like running to the football. Like I'm good in the box. I had to be good in the box to keep my job. I was good versus a lineman, but running to the ball, like I was in so much pain just opening up my strides trying to run. Like I couldn't get the top speed. But I was like, doesn't matter. Like whatever. I guess this is an orthopedic injury. We'll look at it after the season because I'm not missing this year. It's my senior year. You know what I mean? Like
this is before the year.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Because like the thing is if I take enough like ibuprofen and like I stretch hard enough, like it feels a little bit better, and it's like, all right, well I'm gonna do it. I didn't have a choice, bro. It was my last year. It was like I'm not trying to get, because I kept sitting out and it didn't get any better. And
exactly.
It never even crossed my mind that I would have had cancer, because like my symptoms were completely different to what my brothers were, Like his were different, he didn't have any symptoms or whatever. He didn't have any physical anything. He just all of a sudden one day was like, hey, I got to get this looked at. And like, because it looked off to him. There was nothing that looked different or off or anything. So I was like, I don't know, like I'll just keep going. So I played through the year, and every game it was harder and harder for me to turn it on. But like the thing is like the second game of the year I had 2 sacks. The game after that I had 2 sacks. So I was like having a career year. I was like, fuck, like I can't stop. I can't like put hold on this. So I ended up making it through the whole year and just fighting through it. And I was like, you know what, this is just something that I have to deal with. And at the end of the year, I'll get an MRI and we'll figure out what's wrong. And then, maybe get a cortisol shot and I'll be good to go. You know what I mean? So I go in, I get an MRI, and they're like, all right, looks like you have a tumor that you got to get removed. And I was like, what? They're like, yeah, you got cancer. Like, I'm like, what? Crazy. So I go get a cortisol shot, and then I'm like waiting for like results to come back, and they're like, yep, it looks like you do. So I immediately flew home. I had to call my parents. That was a whole thing. And this is like in between the MAC championship, which we had just lost.
Right.
And so I flew home, went to Moffitt Cancer Center, had the surgery, got it removed, and then they ran some tests, and they're like, you're good, you're cancer free, you're clear. Everything is good. You don't have to do therapy. It was such a blessing, man. It was so fast. They were able to take care of it. So I was back up at Toledo, and we had a late bowl game, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to mess around and try and play in this game. Like, I'm trying to win. I'm trying to get to 10 sacks, man.
Honestly, bro, I respect it because you already have played the whole season with him.
Right.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's nothing now.